The return of Ravishing. Call Haloyim Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock of Israel. Shalom and salutations to you, Akim out here that's pushing the words of truth and sincerity. Shalom to all the elect Akim Aqua, scattered Israelites and Israelite foreigners. I brought this out. This video will be edifying. So the depiction in the image before you, most of you know about it. It's cargo slave trade. And it says gang of captives met at Mbame's on their way to Tet. And so as you can see in the picture, you have men, women, and children. And just drawn again on the aspect of the return of ravishing. Because to be ravished means to be taken. There's another R word that we can't say anymore, but it also means to be seized and taken. All right. And once you go into slavery, or once there's a situation in which there's war or different various ways in which somebody or a woman gets taken, and mainly it's in times of war, and it's in times of sieges, it's in times of trouble and tribulation, it's in times of lack of men. And so there's always times in which ravishing comes back into play. So this is Judges 5:28. It says, the mother of Sisera looked out at a window and cried through the lattice, why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the wheels of his chariot? This is the mother of Sisera. And this is a song of Deborah. It says, her wise ladies answered her, yea. She returned, answered to herself, have they not sped? Have they not divided the prey? To every man a damsel or two? And so, as you can see here, it's depicted right here that the mother is inquiring that Sisera is supposed to be dividing the prey. How come women back then knew about dividing praise? How come women back then knew about dividing spoils? When men went to war, there would be division of spoils. How come Sisera's mother knew that her son is out there dividing up all of the captured plunder, as you can see here in the NLT, right? The reason why is because everything has been whitewashed and made docile. You've been living in this land, America, so long, you forgot how real world works. And for since the beginning of time, women, as far as just as much as men, have understood that when all hell breaks loose and there's times of trouble, everybody's for the spoil, everybody's for the taking, especially those who are weak. The scriptures say the woman is a weaker vessel. All right, we know that she can't fight off. That's why there's scriptures and laws concerning the R word in the scriptures. In order for her to be avenged after that R takes place, she has to scream. That's her only way out during that episode. And so, as you can see, Sisera's mother is down with it. She understands that her son is out there, and not only that, she looks forward to what he brings back her for the spoil. It says, a prey of diverse colors of needlework, on both sides, meet for the necks of them that take the spoil. It says, let me see here. Yep. As you can see in the NLT, it says, there will be colorful robes for Sisera and colorful embroidered robes for me. Okay. So she also was looking forward to his spoil of wherever he's at. This is in the book of Genesis 14. It says war of the kings. And that's one thing that's synonymous with war, is spoils for the victors. To the victor belong the spoils. Genesis 14:11, and they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. So they also got Lot with them. So Abram, all right, being a good uncle, he went and defended Lot and redeemed Lot. Verse 14, and when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. Verse 16 says, and he brought back all the goods, and also brought back again his brother Lot, his brother, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. So once again, to hear that women have been taken is nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. Genesis 34 and 30. Matter of fact, starting up at 27. This is the situation in which the treachery of the sons of Jacob's sons, the situation in which Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, took Dinah and defiled her. And so two of her brothers, Simeon and Levi, sons of Jacob, went and slew Shechem's house and people. Verse 27, the sons of Jacob went upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep and oxen and their asses and that which was in the city and that which was in the field and all their wealth and all their little ones, which is children, and all their wives they took captive and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, because he didn't plan it out with them. They planned it out on their own to avenge Dinah. But as you can see, they also took wives captives. What do you think they did with them wives? Psalm 68 and 12 says, the kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. In the NLT, enemy kings and their armies flee, while the women of Israel divide the plunder. So it's a normal thing to hear about a plunder, a war going on, and kings fleeing. And once your men, all right, for the women's sake, when the men would go out to war, they would come back, if they're victorious, with spoils. And guess who they divided with? Their wives. Isaiah 13 and 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, right? Because future prophecy foretells of a time of Jacob's trouble, a time like none other time, a time in which men shall be scarce and like fine gold. And so when no one's watching over the house, when men and husbands are dead and husbands are killed in war, who do you think watches over the house? Who do you think protects the wives? No one. No one's left. It says their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Before whose eyes? The women. It says their houses shall be spoiled. Whose houses? The women, because their husbands are dead now. It says their wives ravished. Now, as you can see, I don't have to say what it says in that NLT, but there's only one definition for ravished according to the NLT. Let's keep going. Which brings us to our last precept, Isaiah 4 and 1. And in it says a remnant prepared. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, and we will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And what's the reproach? Is that, as it says here in the NLT, only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. A maid is, basically in this situation, a woman who's never been married. Right? And then in the NLT, they'll even goes farther and says, in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. So it's going to come a time when the scarcity of men brings about this decision-making process in women. And a lot of the ideals of women today is going to flourish once presented with a serious situation such as the threat of war, the threat of being ravished, or the threat of not ever meeting a man again. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.